rock, scissors. Uh-oh. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another vlogcast.
Hey,
I'm
how's
Cullen.
it going? I'm Katie.
This is my wife, Katie. And we are here to talk about our finances and getting out of debt and paying off ish.
If you missed our whole journey, we are paying off $100,000 around about. And since January, it's currently June, since January we've paid off $25,000. So
That's a quarter of a million. Is that a quarter of a million?
No.
Quarter of 1,000?
Yeah. So we've paid off a lot, we've sold a lot, and we're still on the journey. So we've been sharing with y'all our budget and our spending, and a lot of that, things have gotten kind of tossed around crazy during this whole quarantine period, but it's time for one of my favorite videos that we do every month, and that is our monthly spending comparison, where we look at how much we spent in the previous month from this year, and starting out, we started just comparing it to last year. Just to see, like, to us, a lot of times I feel like we think we're not making progress, or like, oh, we should cut a little bit more. And then when you go back and add up the categories from 2019 and look at them, it's like, holy crap, I can't believe we were spending that much money. So recently I started going all the way back to 2018 and 2017, because 17 was when we moved into this house. And it was around about this time in 2019 when we started cutting some spending, or so I thought. And so
These videos make me nervous.
it wouldn't even be like a fair comparison to just look straight at last year. So I will look to 2017, 18, and 19 for what we spent in different categories in May, and I about crapped my pants.
Did you?
For
See,
the May.
the premise
Oh
with all
my
this
gosh.
is like, she sees it all. I haven't yet. I didn't see it when we spent it. I haven't seen it since doing the video, and that's why I'm nervous about it, because one, we're just honest with what we actually spent with y'all, and then two, just seeing what, like, how stupid we were.
We're being honest with ourselves now. Then we weren't. Then we were
Yeah.
in kind of like a really rough phase of life, but also we had just moved into this house. So let's give a little backstory right quick before we get started. I'm gonna give you 2017, 18, 19, and 2020. In 2017, in April like 29th, we moved into this house. So starting in May was like our first full month in a brand new house that was twice the size as our old house. Stuff that needed to be done, we had painting done,
Fill up the
all that
rooms with
stuff.
furniture.
We also went to Orlando for Playlist Live during that month, and we had our anniversary, and we had Mother's Day, and then I think we went to the beach too.
And parties on parties on parties.
And then right after that, in June, we had my sister's 40th birthday party, which was a big party. In July, we didn't have Brooks's party here. So it was.
Did you get the mariachi band on there in the budget?
Oh, no, because that's June. Oh gosh, wait
gosh.
for June. Just wait for June. No, but this, I was blown away. I had no idea. No idea. Okay, so let me just tell y'all this.
25,000 is a quarter of 100,000. That's what I was going for. I just left off a zero.
Yes. I'm gonna save the biggest for a minute. Let's just start
So you
with
split them up
groceries.
into categories.
Split them up into
What are the
categories.
categories?
We're gonna have groceries, eating out, entertaining, house, and beauty. So each month it kind of varies. Each month I feel like there's one major category where I'm like, I spent like $2,000 on clothing or whatever. So this got really overwhelming this time, and so there were definitely other categories. There was still a Target category, there was still an Amazon category, a pet category. I couldn't add up everything.
Okay.
So I picked my favorites. Let's just give a little comparison of this year. 2020, in May, we spent $776 on groceries, which is a little bit over what we wanted to spend, but we'll talk about that in a different video. Going back to 2017, we spent $2,398 on groceries.
And that doesn't include, wait, is eating out one of the categories?
Well,
Or restaurants?
there is. There's
So that
still
doesn't
eating
include
out.
restaurants too.
However, it's a little
What
bit
the
hard
hell?
to tell, because some of it was like Walmart, and then some of it was also Sam's or Costco. And I know since we had just moved into the new house, we probably were buying some house stuff too. So you might,
you know, you can get the area rugs there, and the big
all kinds of stuff.
thing to put all your hoses in outside.
Yes.
You got to keep your hose somewhere safe.
Well, and I mean, there's also a whole different category I haven't gotten to. Sorry, I'm even listening to you. There's also a whole different category with like Lowe's and Home Depot and all that. So that doesn't count this. This is just, I'm saying the groceries might be a little bit of an overestimate because there was like Sam's and Costco on there. But still, even if I took off
2,000?
$500 for that stuff, it would have still been, so basically it was $2,400 on groceries. If I take off that would still be $1,900 on groceries-ish. So it's still a lot. However, we had just moved into this new house. I will say we had probably cleared out a lot of pantry stuff, so we probably needed to restock a lot of things. Okay, 2018 on groceries. We've been here for a year. $1,500 on groceries. $1,511.
Okay.
So, you know, we don't seem that shocked right now, but that is a crap ton of money.
Yeah.
But we've just kind of gotten used to it at this point, that's what we were spending in the past. 2019 was similar, $1,400, so $1,412 on groceries.
Okay.
So if you look at, again, the comparison, $2,400 in 2017, $1,500 in 2018, $1,400 in 2019, and here we are in 2020, and I thought $776, we were way overspending.
Next year, next month, or next comparison of the years, it'll be $200.
It just goes to show too how much you can actually cut out of your budget.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times when last year, because last year I thought I was cutting the budget a lot by May. We had realized we were like about to run out of money. So I had cut back, and we still spent $1,400. Okay, we're gonna go to eating out category next. So for the current year, 2020, in May, we spent $12.98 in eating out. So we're trying really not to eat out much. There's certain times when you kind of just have to, or you just need to. 2017, eating out was $600. $600.99.
2017?
Mm-hmm. On top of the $2,400 in groceries. So that's $3,000 in food. Just food in 1 month.
Oh yeah, not counting Costco or like.
Right, so say take out even $500.
Yeah,
That's still like $2,500. But granted, we did go on a trip, so we went to Orlando. That counts like when we ate at airports on the way, we ate at restaurants while we were there.
That's
I also
ridiculous.
took out, we had a date for our anniversary on that was $167 at the Melting Pot. Which, even looking at that number, I was like, $167 we spent on one night at a restaurant?
Did we have a gift card too?
I don't think that year we did.
Yeah,
I don't think that
I was
year.
like, good lord.
2018 though is when we started trying to go on more date nights because we were struggling in our marriage.
Yeah.
And that month on eating out, we spent $802.40.
I remember thinking we were blowing money like left and right.
Yes. And now of that $800, only $361 of that was dates. Like date nights, which still, that's a crap ton.
Yeah.
But that means we spent $500 on just like regular, it was like, you know, Papa John's, the Mexican restaurant, all
That
that
didn't
stuff.
include babysitters either, does it?
No, that was another thing too. There were multiple on there like ATM withdrawals for, you know, $100 or $200 or whatever. And so on top of that, we were getting babysitters. This was a very overwhelming month to add up. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that has gotten kind of left out and overlooked. Okay, so then in 2019, last year, when we started cutting back, we spent $576 on eating out.
That's better.
It's better than $800, it's better than $600, but it's still
It's not better than 12.
No. This year, $12.98. So there you go.
That's
we have
crazy.
definitely cut that budget a lot. Now we're gonna go to entertainment. Which this year we spent $0 on entertainment, quarantine life. In 2017, this is on top of the $2,400 in groceries, the $600 in eating out. We spent $871 on entertainment.
Like going to what?
Well, granted, okay, I will say $670 of that was the Orlando trip, so it did count the hotel and stuff. I probably shouldn't count that in there, but it's still entertainment.
We get reimbursed for that? No.
No,
Oh yeah,
we didn't. We paid for that all ourselves.
Playlist.
That's when we decided to stop going to Playlist.
Yeah.
Actually,
Playlist?
maybe
They either
remember.
paid for the flight or the hotel. We got to pick.
And I think they paid for the flight.
Yeah, we got to
That's
pick
what it
one or
was.
the other, but they wouldn't pay for both. So
So
you're still
even-
spending $600.
I mean, even if you take out the $670 that we spent on the trip itself, that's still $200 that we spent on entertainment that month, on top of the fact that we, you know. So aside from the Orlando trip, the other entertainment was Chuck E. Cheese and the water park. We went to like our local water park. So, you know, in 2018 on entertainment, we spent $160. So, I mean, in general, if you're not budgeting, like that's not, I don't think, a crazy number to be spending if you're just living life, you know?
In the summer with kids?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what those were for. Let me tell you.
Was that like bouncy house places?
Treetop Family Adventure, Sky Zone, the trampoline park. 2019 on entertainment, we spent $140, so still around about the 160 from the previous year. And the entertainment that time was, we went to a baseball game, a local baseball game.
Oh yeah.
And I specifically remember it was after that baseball game that we were like, what are we doing? Like, we don't have the money to just go and spend all this money. I mean, I just guess I didn't realize how much a baseball game costs, but when you go with 2 kids and get food, and I think the tickets were like $60 because there's 4 of us.
There's been several times where we just see something pop up on your Facebook feed that's local, that's like, Spider-Man's coming to the BJCC, and then $150 later, we're like, why did we?
Well, and I remember after we got home from at the baseball game, like Brooks was 2.5, didn't want to sit still, could care less about baseball, and we were like, oh, this is gonna be such a cute little fun family adventure. And I remember we were kind of miserable. Like, it was fun in parts, but the part of trying to sit and actually watch the game, we're like, we could have gone to a park and done the things that they want to do here. So,
parent tip, just wait. Just
wait till they're a little older.
Be patient for everything. There's so many things we've got that I'm like, they recirculate and play with again 2 years later. And it's like, God, we tried to give that to them too soon.
The next category is I did beauty, which I don't think I've really done much before, but I was still getting my nails done and getting pedicures and getting my hair highlighted.
And you got hair extensions. When was that?
That was in March.
You done that yet?
I wasn't doing 2018 at that point. Okay. So I think that was like over $1,000, or it was like $1,000 something dollars. That was a whole learning experience.
One swim later, they're gone.
Learned my lesson, yes. Anyways, in 2017 on beauty, we spent $478. And that counts for my manicures, my pedicures, getting my hair done, which was like a once every 3 months thing. So it's not like I was spending, it was around $200. And then you got like a haircut for, I think you actually get a haircut and it was like $50 at Sports Club.
Yeah, before we go on a trip, like to Playlist or something, I would get my haircut, but then I'd also need the pomade, and that was another $20, and then another $10 tip. So there's 20, 30, 40, 50, boom.
But you would also like sometimes get the VIP and get the neck massage and all that, which is fine. I mean, this is fine if you budget it in. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it after I'm spending $200 on my hair over here. But cutting out, just getting my nails done and doing them myself has saved a crap ton of money. I mean, that's like almost $500.
That's crazy.
In that 1 month. 2018 was $356 because I guess May is the month I typically would go and get my hair highlighted because it was in there that month. 2019 is when I had stopped going to get my hair highlighted and stopped getting manicures and pedicures, and we spent $28 that month because you got a haircut at Sports Clubs, but it was only $28. So that was a haircut in the tip.
That's crazy.
This month we have, or this past month, May of 2020, we have spent $0 on beauty. So there you go.
Check your stories for your hair stuff. Did you make a highlight of that?
I did make a hairlight. I did make a highlight of my embracing this hair.
The curliness. I like it.
Curliness. So here's the big one. Like,
wait, there's something bigger than the first one?
We hadn't even done the house.
Oh Jesus.
Okay, I was like, I had to add it up a couple times. In 2017, the first month after we moved here, and I'm just assuming most of this is for the house because I'll tell you what all the places that it came from, like after I tell you the amount. Like, are you ready? Are you sure you're ready?
No, I mean.
What's your guess? Just take a guess, or did you see it?
No, I haven't seen anything.
Take a guess, just take a guess.
So what is this?
Do you want me to tell you the categories first? Okay, so there's Best Buy, because stores? Best Buy, Kirkland's, Lowe's, Home Depot, Bed Bath & Beyond, I Hang TVs, Bassett Furniture, Academy, and At Home.
So we already know the Bassett one's almost $1,000 right there.
Yep.
If y'all missed that video, go check it out. So this is all stuff that we bought in 2017 when we moved into this house. It
was the very first month, the first month we lived here, the full month. We moved in the end of April, so this was all of May. On top of us going to Orlando, spending $2,400 on groceries, spending $600 on eating out, spending $870 on entertainment, and $500 on beauty. On top of all that,
what, like $5,000 with the TV TVs and that's 1,000, so 30,000, 4,000, and then
that doesn't even count the painter because he only took cash. But so I didn't even calculate that into this. I just thought about that.
It's gotta be $10,000.
Well, I'm taking the painter out because I didn't even think about him when I was doing this.
7,000.
$7,498.
Dang, really?
Yeah.
I was right on the money.
Like, we spent
$7,400.
Yes.
The first month.
$498. So technically $7,500. $7,500.
When we moved in.
The first month. So Best Buy, I'm assuming that was like we had to get all the TV mounts and like cables for the TVs to make sure everything, the HDMI cables and all that. Kirkland's with some decor stuff. I remember that day going to the mall and walking around. Lowe's and Home Depot. I remember we bought new light fixtures. We bought
all those light fixtures in the kitchen.
And we bought all the knobs for the kitchen. We redid all the knobs. We redid the sink faucet. And then we also bought the paint for the painter. So on top of the $7,400, what do we pay the painter? Maybe $700 or something.
Probably
$1,000 maybe.
Probably
closer to $8,500. I hang TVs. How much? Do you remember how much that was when we got our TVs hung?
I remember thinking it was not too bad.
I thought the same thing, and then I was like,
but now looking back
Lord.
on it, was it like $1,500?
$1,690. So basically $1,700. So what? 1, 2, 3 TVs?
3 TVs, Xbox and PlayStation.
I mean, he did it legit. I'm not saying that. I just didn't realize, because thinking about that too, that made me go, we're still thinking about moving. And if we're gonna get our TVs rehung in a new house, like
he hides all the cords, does all the infrared stuff, sets up the box somewhere else. He did it at our old house.
Yeah, and he does an amazing job.
It was just 1 TV, and I remember thinking, oh, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But then he did 3 TVs.
3 TVs?
Yeah,
3 TVs. And I think too, this opens my eyes too to the whole like moving thing in general. Like when we were preparing for moving and we were like, oh, we need to make sure we have budget set aside for like moving expenses. You don't think about like all these little things. So even
our TVs are gonna be sitting on the ground.
Right, we didn't have to get our TVs hung, but we chose to do that. And in my mind, we would do that at a new house.
Yeah.
But you don't think about too that like, oh, there's a cable that we don't have, that this house is different than that one.
Right.
But just the TVs and the chair were like $3,000 just by themselves. In 2018, just looking at like Lowe's and Home Depot was $165 because you know, you're in a house and there's always gonna be something, especially this time of year.
Was Academy the hot tub, the inflatable hot tub?
That was Walmart, and that was in 2018. And 2019, it's kind of a big one too. This was last year. We spent $2,699 on the house. That's when we were doing the bathroom. And a lot of our bathroom renovation was covered by insurance because of it being related to a leak, but there were some things that we chose to upgrade ourselves.
Yeah.
So $2,700, still a lot, but in the big scheme of things, it was, you know, what we wanted to do at the time. Not the best decision, but we did it. This year on the house, we spent $28.
On what?
It was all at Home Depot, and it was weed killer, right? Or whatever you bought at Home Depot. That was it. Yeah. I did this last time. The total of, so I added up just the expenses that I listed for y'all, which like I said, I left out a ton of expenses. I left out cash we got out of the ATM for babysitters. I left out drugstore charges and gas station and like all the stuff. There was a bunch of other charges. But just with the things that I told you guys about for 2017, our spending on top of bills and our new $3,400 mortgage payment, we spent $11,847 just right out the gate. There it went. On the bank statement, when I looked back at it, you can actually look at the total number of withdrawals, which was kind of cool, like every amount of money that was taken out. So that would count bills and everything else. It was $18,386. So like $18,000 in spending, even counting bills and all of that in that month. And deposited that month was $17,500. So we basically spent about $1,000 more than we even put into the bank that month.
That's just
like, and that didn't count the credit card. That number, that 18,000 didn't count
on
the
top
credit
of
card.
all that, we're going back underneath with the credit card and racking that up till it maxes out.
I don't remember thinking
that is insane.
Like I don't remember thinking, God, we're spending so much money. I will say too though that our income at that time was higher. So, you know, you look at it as maybe a percentage of what your income is, but you can see that just from looking at the actual bank account, not even taking into account the credit cards, we are still spending over 100% of our income.
But if we were in the right mindset with our income being higher and the amount spent, you know, like
we
how
would
much
be
more
totally
we
fine
would,
right now.
yeah, we would have saved and planned, not predicted, but planned for the future.
So 2018, the total number of spending just from these categories that I told you guys about was $2,997. So basically like $3,000 just of spending on groceries, eating out, entertainment, house, and beauty. 2019, our spending in that area was $4,853, which counts the bathroom stuff of $2,700. And then 2020, this year, our extra spending over bills and stuff on groceries, eating out, entertainment, house, and beauty was $818. 2017 was $11,847. 2020, $818. So basically we've spent $11,000 less this month in May than we did in 2017.
That is so mind-blowing.
It really is.
That is ridiculous.
I say this every time, but if you aren't ready to start budgeting, but you just kind of want to get an idea of where your money's going, it was incredibly helpful for me just to sit down. You don't have to go back as far as I did, but just go to the last full month, which would be May. Look at your bank statement, your credit card statement, anything that you use to spend money on, print it out or just look at it on your computer and add up the categories and see how much you spend in each category. And if you've never done that, I can almost promise you'll be surprised.
Whew. Wow, that's crazy. We've got several monthly comparison videos on this channel, so be sure to go check it out. We should create a monthly comparison playlist.
Oh yeah.
That's just crazy. That is
and if you are interested in kind of knowing how to get started, not necessarily like how to create the budget with the numbers, but how to even figure out WTF is going on in your finances, I made a video all about that, and you can check it out right here.
Yeah, you can check it out by yourself, alone in your room.
Cullen didn't make it with me.
You can go sit in your closet and put your headphones in and just veg out.
You're the nerd, you'll enjoy it. If you're the free spirit, just don't even watch it.
That does it for today's video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Well, let us know, what was your biggest comparison, if you've done this, what's your biggest gap in
your biggest spending category?
Yeah, or the biggest difference, like the 11,800 and or whatever, if you go back that
you've
far.
cut your expenses.
And biggest category, either way. That's just,
if you've been cutting or if you haven't, let us know.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that thumbs up. Go check out You Upload a New Podcast. You upload a new podcast, and got a new podcast over on Don't Tell Mom. Going to do another one today, so it'll be up later. See y'all next time. Catch you on the flip side.
Bye. What? Oh, you're gonna say
Bye.